basketball title for 1989.
It was arguably the most exciting accomplishment in the long history of athletic achievement at the University of Michigan. The Wolverines basketball team, led by a man who was a head coach for the first time on the collegiate level, reached the ultimate height. U of M won its first ever NCAA basketball championship, and WJR was proud to cover it for you every step of the way, through the word pictures of Larry Henry, the voice of Michigan basketball, and through the words of those who made it all happen. WJR Sports is pleased to present Michigan, the Dream Team.
To dream the impossible dream.
My dream, yes, still has to be accomplished.
To fight the unbeatable foe.
Right now, I'm still hoping to win a national championship.
To bear with unbearable sorrow.
Finally broken the North Carolina jinx.
To run where the brave dare not go.
We are definitely pleased and proud.
Right.
Michigan on top.
The unrightable wrong.
83-81 with 1 second remaining.
Try.
We're not through with our mission.
When your arms are too weary.
We haven't got the national championship yet.
To reach.
I feel confident.
The unreachable star.
Our players will respond.
This is my quest.
A regular season that began with high expectations and a number 2 national ranking turned somewhat disappointing for the Michigan Wolverines. Oh, they were considered a favorite for the Big Ten title and would win over 20 games again. But the Wolverines lost twice to each of the teams that finished ahead of them in the conference, Indiana and Illinois. Some said that was predictable because of a soft non-conference schedule. And they went to the NCAA tournament with plenty of doubters watching. Again. After all, the Wolverines' reputation in the tournament was as a team that never played up to its potential. Bill Frieder took a lot of heat for that, and ironically, he was about to play a major role in the phenomenal story of his dream team on the eve of the tournament start.
It's a pleasure for me to be here, and I'm really excited about being the basketball coach at Arizona State University.
Athletic Director Bo Schembechler, who himself would help the Wolverines dream on, was flabbergasted by Frieder's timing. And despite the former coach's intention to guide his team through the tournament, Schembechler would have none of that, and he announced that assistant Steve Fisher, who had been at Frieder's side for 7 years, would become the Dream Team's interim coach.
You know, we're disappointed that he chose this time to do it, but of course he'll say that he would have coached the team if I'd have let him. But I don't. I don't want somebody from Arizona State coaching a Michigan team.
So for the first time in a decade, Steve Fisher was a head coach, a role he hadn't held since 1979 at Rich East High School in Park Forest, Illinois. For the first time in his life, he was a head coach at the collegiate level.
Yeah, I'm a little apprehensive, but I feel comfortable and confident that our players will respond and work hard and continue to do what they've been doing. You know, I've been in the program, as I said before, for 7 years. I feel I'm a valuable contributor. I know they have, or I have their respect as they have mine, and we're planning on business as usual.
But the big question was, what effect would the sudden coaching change have on Michigan's players? Among them, guard Ramil Robinson was probably closest to Frieder.
There's certain things in life that you have to adjust to, just like a basketball game. You know, I feel you have to adjust to different adversities. And you know, those adversities are going to hit you all during your life. You know, we're just going to have to take it as, you know, we have to remember the times that, you know, he was here at the University of Michigan and the things that he done for us at the University of Michigan and the things that he taught us on and off the basketball court.
And so the Wolverines carried their dreams, so often dashed in the past, to the reality of the NCAA tournament against Xavier. Michigan arrived in Atlanta with an interim coach and was greeted by a rented pep band. It seemed as if no one expected this year's NCAA tournament to be any different than other years, when Michigan had struggled against the likes of Boise State, Akron, and Fairleigh Dickinson. Xavier was touted as a solid team, but remember the Musketeers had lost to the lowly U of D Titans during the season. As this one unfolded, it looked like another tournament disappointment might be brewing for Michigan.
Ramil's got to move, and they'll get a 5-second call on him. That's right. They got him. Knew it was going to happen. Ramil just stood there. There comes Demetrius Caleb into the game, and Ramil will sit down so he doesn't pick up a cheap third personal foul right here before the half. You knew it was going to happen. He just stood there, and they were right on top of him. So Xavier now with a chance to go up by 3 or more. Left wing Kimbrough brings it top of the key with 5 seconds, drives, double shot up and in. Dan Kimbrough with 10 here in the first half. Walker steals the inbounds and misses the jump shot. Could have been even worse at halftime. It's the Xavier Musketeers 45, the Michigan Wolverines 42.
But something happened to this Michigan team in the second half. Maybe it was the demeanor of Steve Fisher taking over. After all, this Wolverines interim coach never undid his tie, and he didn't have a towel draped over his shoulder either. He was cool, calm, and collected. And late in the second half, Michigan took some of his encouraging advice to heart.
80-78. Xavier on top with 4:48 remaining. Out to Hughes, left guard, now to Ramil Robinson between circles. Right wing to Caleb on a baseline. Shakes his head, brings it out to Rice. Rice launches the three-pointer. He got it! Rice, his fourth three-pointer of the game. He's got 20. Michigan leads 81-80 at the 4:32 mark.
And this time, the Wolverines refused to be awakened from their sweet dreams as they began developing a new reputation as a team that refused to be beaten down the stretch.
Ramil, left side Hughes. So the slam count at the buzzer. I don't believe so. Basket doesn't count, but it doesn't matter. Steve Fisher and the Michigan Wolverines move on to round 2 of the NCAA tournament. They come from behind. They turn it on in the final 5 and defeat Xavier 92-87.
Michigan survived to play South Alabama in round 2, and while the dreams were still alive, the Wolverines played the first half of that game as if they were still asleep.
Larry Henry back at the Omni in Atlanta, where at halftime, South Alabama leads the Michigan Wolverines 47-44. The Wolverines led by 11 here in the first half, but then South Alabama came back primarily by going to the free throw line. 3:32 remaining in the ball game. It's tied 78-all. Again, if you tuned in late, the Wolverines led by 11 in the first half, 20-9, but South Alabama came back, led at the break, 47-44. Wolverines have fought back to take the lead, but right now it's all tied 78-all. Glenn Rice with 33 points in the game. Rice 14 of 23 from the floor and 6 rebounds. Baseline right, Rice 17-footer. He got it. Glenn Rice with 35 points. 18 here in the second half. Now it goes down to Terry Mills. Mills spins on Smith. Short jumper up and in. Mills with 21. Basket will count, and then a foul on Smith. Into Mills. Kicks it back out to Rice. Three-pointer straight away. Yes! Glenn Rice with the three-pointer, his third. He's got 38. Wolverines up by 6, 86-80. Left wing pass to Brodnick. Guarded by Caleb out there. We're down to a minute 17 in the game. Hooks it over to Junie Lewis. Begins to drive. Short jumper doesn't drop. Rebound, battle. Rice with the rebound on the right side. Holds, covers. Kicks it out to Ramil Robinson. 3-on-2. They'll spread the floor. Ramil brings it back to the outside. Wolverines want to burn time. They're up by 6. We're down to 59 seconds remaining. Griffin, cross court to Caleb. Caleb is fouled from behind by Hodge, who grabs him from the shoulder. Picked up by South Alabama. They force a shot. Doesn't drop. Game's over, and the Wolverines have won it. The Wolverines move on to Lexington, Kentucky. They've gotten to the Sweet 16 for the second consecutive year.
One of the keys to that 91-82 win over South Alabama was Steve Fisher's idea of moving Terry Mills down to the low post, something Frieder hadn't done before because he felt Mills didn't want to play center.
He's starting to maybe play a little harder and get a little more in tune. If he works harder, we'll find him the ball. And we're pleased that he did. We needed every point, every rebound, every stop today.
Michigan was in the Sweet 16, but before the Wolverines headed for Lexington, there was controversy. Sean Higgins talked of turning pro or transferring to another school if Bo Schembechler didn't consult the players about his next coach. Well, Schembechler, who had given the team a pep talk in Atlanta, gave Higgins one in Ann Arbor, telling the sophomore, "Your transfer letter is ready on my desk whenever you want it." Higgins got the message.
Well, he just told me I had to start playing harder, which I wasn't, and I knew I wasn't. But hearing it from Bo Schembechler, because that was my first time ever really talking to him face-to-face or any time, and he just got me pumped up.
In fact, to a man, the Wolverines said Schembechler's sudden interest in basketball was welcome. This is Loy Vaughn.
Bo's been great throughout this whole thing, starting from when Frieder left, up until now. And his speeches really carry a lot of weight with our team because everyone gets so fired up and ready to go out and just do their best. And he's a great inspirational speaker. And a lot of the guys have including myself, have never had a chance to hear him speak, and it's all new to us, and it's very exciting when he comes in, and we really love him for that.
And hot shooting Glenn Rice.
Coach Beckmann came in 2 or 3 times and gave us a little speech, and that really got most of the players on the team motivated, and I feel that's what we really needed. And with him being a football coach and seeing him out there cheering for the basketball team, that really got us going too.
And what did Bo feel about his role?
I'm not taking any credit for that. The only reason that I'm involved is that when I made the change, I felt that I wanted them to know that the reason for doing it was because I felt it was the right thing to do, and that all of us in the Michigan athletic department are behind him. And we want them to do well, and we'll go out of our way to make sure that, they feel that what we did was in their best interest.
But the Wolverines would need all the support they could get, because their next opponent in the Southeast Regional was North Carolina, the team that had ended Michigan's tournament dreams in each of the previous 2 years. For 2 straight years, North Carolina had ended Michigan's NCAA title dreams, and the Tar Heels were favored to do it again in the regional semifinals. After all, they had the veteran coach in Dean Smith, while Michigan had Steve Fisher, whose collegiate coaching career was all of 2 games old. And while the game wouldn't be decided until the final minutes, the storyline unfolded quickly.
Inside pass to Ramil Robinson, turns back to Rice, 3-pointer, right wing, he got it! Glenn Rice starts things with a 3-pointer. Wolverines lead by the score of 3-0 at the 1938 mark. Kicks it out to Rice in 3-point range, moves in a couple of steps, 10-footer on the way, banks it off the window, and it rolls in. Left wing to Glenn Rice, 3-pointer on the way. He's got his second tray. Glenn Rice with 8 to begin the game. Robinson, free throw line, center right, cross court to Rice. 1 step, 3-pointer on the way, got it again. Rice with 4 3-pointers. He's got 16. 47-46, Michigan down by 1. Rice, what a great performance here in the first half. Mark Hughes turns 7, 6. Robinson on the break. Back to Rice. 1 step. Big jam. Glenn Rice with 18 just before the buzzer. And the Wolverines at halftime on top of North Carolina. It's Michigan 50, North Carolina 47. Steve Fisher's going to send Sean Higgins in.
Entering the lineup for North Carolina is number.
I'll tell you what, Steve's done a lot of coaching today. He's going up against one of the best in Dean Smith. Rolls it baseline right to Mills. Hooks it back to Ramil. Ramil launches the 3-pointer right wing. He got it! Ramil Robinson with his 3rd 3-pointer. He's got 14. Michigan leads 71-64. Their largest lead of the ball game at the 10:50 mark. 1:44 remaining. 87-85, Michigan up by 2. There's Robinson in a double team, 18 on the shot clock. Right wing to Higgins, baseline right. Rice, 3-pointer. He got another! He got another! Rice, his 8th 3-pointer. He's got 34. It's 90-85. Michigan by 5. 55 seconds left in the game. The Wolverines are going to make it to the finals here at the Southeast Regional. Higgins and Rice hugging each other. Photographers on the court and 3 seconds remaining. They have finally broken the North Carolina jinx. The 3rd time was the charm. 2, 1, 0. And it's over, and the Wolverines make it to the finals of the Southeast Regional. Our final score, Michigan 92, North Carolina 87.
After pulling out a 3rd straight game in the closing minutes, it was pretty clear that Steve Fisher, making his own decisions under pressure for the first time, was pulling all the right strings.
It looks good when you come out on top, and fortunately we did. We've got good players who did a good job, and once again we found a way to win that basketball game.
And while Fisher was tiring of the question, Schembechler refused to give any hint that his interim coach was improving his chances of winning the job full-time. But the players were speaking volumes, like Sean Higgins.
The team is playing a lot looser and with a lot more confidence right now. We're not really afraid to make a mistake on the basketball court. And I think that's due because I guess we are used to Coach Fisher being the assistant coach and not really voicing his opinion so much. So I think we're like taking a lot of things into our own hands.
And Loy Vaught.
Coach Fisher is the type of guy, I think he's a great psychiatrist, you know. I mean, he knows how to get the most out of you. mentally, and I don't think Coach Frieder was as effective in that category. But Fisher knows he knows what to say to get you motivated, and he knows how to get in your mind, and the mind part of the game is almost as big as the physical part of playing it.
But Glenn Rice begged to differ.
I really don't agree with Lloyd Varr right there on that point. I think that it really was a matter of on how the players really wanted to go out and play. I think we could have done it with any coach there. I just really feel it was amongst the attitude of the players on how hard they were willing to go out there and play for.
Rice added that the biggest difference between the two coaches is that Fisher isn't as quick with the hook when players make mistakes. Well, thanks to the encouragement of the new coach and 3 straight late victories, this Wolverines team was ready to take its dream to a new level against another ACC opponent in the Virginia Cavaliers.
Rice, 17-footer, yes! Glenn Rice starts off red hot, just inside three-point range. Robinson looks to Rice inside, gives it to him baseline right, 10-footer on the way. Rice is 2 for 2. Back to Rice, baseline right, three-pointer, he's got it! Rice, 4 for 4, he's got 9 points. Higgins, three-pointer, and he got it! Sean Higgins with the tray, he's got 7. Wolverines lead 18-7. Rice, three-pointer left wing, he's got another! Rice with 2 three-pointers and a dozen here in the first half. Rice, another three-pointer, he got another! Rice, unbelievable, he's not missed a shot in the game. Stiff baseline right, taken away by Ramil Robinson. Robinson brings it down for the Wolverines. Kicks it off right side, Caleb, layup, yes! Caleb with a fast break layup. 30-17, Michigan back up by 13 at the 5:45 mark. Here comes Caleb, kicks it back to Rice. Moves in a few feet, 15-footer on the way, banks it in! It rolled around and dropped. Rice with 21 in the first half, and halftime has arrived. Glenn Rice, 21 points in the first half. And at the break, it's Michigan 44, Virginia 25. There's Rice, baseline left, Higgins, he'll launch it again, and he gets it again, another 3! Higgins with 4 three-pointers and 22 in the game. Bounces it to Higgins, straightaway three-pointer, he feels it, he got it! 5 three-pointers for Sean Higgins, a new career-high 25 points. Left wing pass to Higgins, turns, three-pointer on the way again, he got it again! Sean Higgins with 6 three-pointers, he's got 28. There's Oosterbaugh, now to Higgins. Higgins on the wing, moves inside, 17-footer, he's got 2 more, nothing but net. Higgins with 30. Right side Rice, three-pointer on the way, off the bench, he got it! Rice with 30 points. 94-56, Michigan up. Well, we have a note now that this is the first time an interim coach has gone to the Final Four. Hey, what a coach, he's 4-0. Long-range jumper no good, and the Wolverines are headed to Seattle in the Final Four. The celebration starts. The Wolverines defeat Virginia 102-65.
Another 30-point game by Glenn Rice gave evidence that Michigan's star offensive performer had elevated his game to new heights.
Well, I think mainly going into the tournaments, I just decided to pick it up another level because I didn't really want to go out on an early exit. You know, I really wanted to end my year with a championship ring around my finger, and I just really wanted to go into the tournaments doing the best that I could do.
And it paid off. Michigan was going to the Final Four, every player's dream. And it quickly became apparent that this Wolverine team was getting greedy. These players weren't satisfied with Michigan's first trip in 13 years to the NCAA's big party. In short, they didn't want the dream to come to an end. An NCAA championship team doesn't develop overnight. It takes some long, hard hours on the recruiting trail, and it takes a lot of luck, too. Michigan was supposed to be a contender for 3 straight years before finally making it to the final game this year. Now, this has been a dream team for years, but the Wolverines always awakened early in the past, despite the presence of stars like Roy Tarpley, Gary Grant, Richard Relford, and others. This year's team also had high expectations. And let's not forget, this squad was molded by Bill Frieder.
Well, you got to understand, Ramil Robinson, first of all, was a real key, and considering he was a Prop 48, didn't play the 1 year. Now he's really come on. You could see him coming into his own right throughout the year, going back early in the year where he made mistakes as a point guard to now where he's a very, very confident player. Of course, I think it's evident the role that Mike Griffin has played as a guy who does the intangibles and does them extremely well. And certainly the front line guys. I think we've seen Glenn Rice just progress from day one when he's in Ann Arbor to, I think, the greatest player in America today, and I'm certain he's going to go in the top 2 or 3 now in the lottery. I think we felt all along he'd be a lottery pick, but now I think he's going to be top 2 or 3. And the other 3 guys, Vaughn, Hughes, and Mills up front, between the 3 of them have given them, you could see their progression also. Just good shooters, good steady players, and Mills, a great passer, a great all-around player. And, of course, Higgins, up and down, but really also, you can see him come on now playing with much more confidence. You have to understand, I think, some of the things that was done earlier in the year, for instance, disciplining Higgins for something that maybe some other coach would have let go, and sitting on a couple of the kids due to study problems. And we had a problem earlier with a couple other players that I think now have really paid dividends for all of them.
But unlike those other Michigan teams, this one kept the dream alive. And Glenn Rice talked about it.
Well, I think that this year's team has a lot more concentration than the teams over the years, and also I feel this team has really been able to have more poise in the crunch time and play much more together.
Now came the biggest test of all, a national semifinal game in Seattle against Illinois, a team that had beaten Michigan by 12 and by 16 during the regular season. Most of the experts expected the Wolverines to wake up from their dreams because they were a one-dimensional team that could win only by the outside jumper. But Michigan was about to show the world a new inside game as well.
Ted Hillary checks with everyone, and we're ready to go. Steps in, balls in the air, the opening tap controlled by Illinois. Kendall Gill with it in the backcourt. Anderson's free throw rattles in. His first of the game, and it's 10-4. Illinois up by 6. They have rolled off 8 straight points. Barno holds down at the right guard. The playmaker for the Fighting Illini. Down baseline right. Nick Anderson drives on Rice. Cut off by Higgins and Rice. Now straight away Barno three-pointer. It's short. Rebound Mark Hughes. Guide for that one. Pulls it down. Outlets to Ramil. Ramil settles it down. Wolverines not trying to run with the Illini at this point of the contest. 13:05 remaining first half. 16-8. Illinois on top. Here comes Ramil working around a Mark Hughes screen to the right side. Shake and bake across the baseline. Off the window. It drops. Ramil Robinson. Tough shot. Robinson with 6 and Michigan on top 19-18. Michigan has rolled off 6 straight points to take the lead at the 9:34 mark. Down to Nick Anderson. Flashes on the baseline. Triple team. Back to Gill straight away. Left wing Larry Smith starts to drive. Puts up the finger roll shot. Doesn't drop. Rebound Lloyd Vaughn again. Hooks it after Ramil Robinson. 3-on-2. Back to Mills the trailer. Right side Higgins all alone off the window. He got the lay-in. Sean Higgins with 5, and the Wolverines lead 24-20. Their largest lead of the game. The fast break worked perfectly that time. Hughes inbounding baseline left. Kicks it far left corner baseline to Ramil. Now Rice straight away. 3-pointer. He got it. Glenn Rice with the tray. He's got a dozen. Wolverines lead 31-29 on the 3-pointer. 4:05 remaining. Rebound. Vaught takes it away from Mark Hughes and knocks Mark down to the court. Now to Higgins. Taken away by Nick Anderson. Anderson with the easy money. Anderson with 7. We're tied 31 all. At the 3:09 mark. Now the Wolverines throw it right into Nick Anderson. Battle all alone. Misses. Rebound this time. And let's see. Hughes came over the back of Kenny Battle. Yep. Here comes Ramil Robinson on a gallop down court. Into the paint. Scooper up and in, and he's fouled. It'll count. Robinson all the way to the hole. He's got 10. And the Wolverines on top 39-38. Long-range jumper up, no good. Rebound Lloyd Vaught. 1 second, and that's it. At halftime, the Wolverines lead 39-38. Looks inside to Rice, can't hit him. Now Mills, high post right, 15-foot follow-away shot, nothing but net. Mills with 6, and it's 43-38. Michigan with their largest lead of the game at 5. Goes right alongside Larry Smith, takes a baseline right over to Vaught, baseline right, 17-footer short. Rebound Mills, short jumper up and no good. Rebound left side, Higgins off the window, yes! Sean Higgins with the putback. He's got 9, 51-44. Michigan up by 7 at the 15-31 mark. Wolverines have come out smoking here in the second half. They lead by 7, 51-44. Wolverines now in the game, 23 of 50, 46%. Illinois is 15 of 37, 41. Rebounding Michigan, owning the boards, 32-21. Barno Holds now to Kendall Gill, top of the key. Hooks it off right side to Anderson. Knocked away by Griffin. Picked back up by Nick Anderson. Goes baseline right. Mills on the switch on him. Inside to Battle. Knocked away by Rice. Battle triple team. Back to Gill. He walked with the basketball. No whistle. Now short jumper. Doesn't drop. Rebound Lloyd Bott. That is rebound number 15, tying his career high. There's Barno covered up by Griffin. Hooks around Griff. Now out on the wing. Can't go anywhere. Lobs it off to the right side. Intercepted by Ramil Robinson. One man to beat Barno. Behind the back to Rice. One step. Two-hand jam. Rice with 28. Michigan up by 4. 78-74 at the 3-minute mark. Down the left wing, Steve Barno. Baseline left, Lowell Hamilton. 17-footer. It's nothing but net. Hamilton with 11 and Illinois on top. 79-78 at the minute 49 mark. Robinson in the paint to Mills. 10-foot short shot. Rebound to Hughes. Back up and in. Put-back shot by Mark Hughes. He's got 8 and there's a foul on the play. Basket will count. Fouls on Lowell Hamilton. He's gone. That's 5. Wolverines lead 80-79. In the paint battle. Short jumper up. No, he got the roll. Battle with 29. Tie ball game 81-all with 30 seconds. Wolverines can go for one. Mills to inbound with full court pressure. Needs help running the baseline into Ramil Robinson. Double team trap. Over to Terry Mills. We're down to 21. Over to Ramil on the right side. 19, 18. Robinson in front court. Steve Fisher now running down the sidelines. We're down to 15 seconds remaining. It's tied 81-all. Ramil Robinson out on the left wing. Goes baseline left. We're down to 10. Robinson backing in. Needs help. Cross court it goes to Terry Mills. Baseline right with 7. Long range jumper misses. Rebound Higgins. Back up and in. In with 2 seconds. 1 second left on the clock. Illinois uses their last timeout. Rebound basket. Sean Higgins. Michigan on top, 83-81 with 1 second remaining.
I think I dreamed about it last night, hitting a winning bucket. I didn't think it was going to be against Illinois. I never hit a winning bucket before like that, and it feels good.
1 second remaining. Illinois has to go the full length of the court. Barno runs the baseline, launches it down court. Rice intercepts. The game's over. Michigan's going to the national title game Monday night. The Wolverines are celebrating. They are going to the national championship final Monday night against Seton Hall. They have done it. They have stopped the Fighting Illini. Michigan 83, Illinois 81. The Cinderella story continues for Steve Fisher and the Michigan Wolverines.
And so it did. To paraphrase the late Bob Ufer, 40 minutes of basketball and a lifetime to remember. The national title could be a great payoff to the ultimate role player, Mike Griffin.
This is where I get all my glory. You know, this is my happiest moment. You know, just playing for the national championship. You know, not many people can say that they started for a team that's contending for the national championship.
It would allow Ramil Robinson to awaken from that dream that he doesn't want to end.
Well, if you don't think anything's possible, I guess it will never happen, right? You know, I thought it was possible in 8th grade, and I'm here now, so I guess it was possible.
It would bring Mark Hughes to the end of a mission.
One more game to go, and, we can't come all this way and trip at the finish line, so we just got to go on and do it.
And knowing it was now so close, said Loy Vaught, would keep the Wolverines from taking Seton Hall lightly.
You know, we're a team with a great destiny ahead of us, and we've been telling you guys that we're on a mission, and, it's not over yet.
And what of Bill Frieder, who would sit in his Seattle hotel room and watch the title game on television so he wouldn't be bothered by reporters? He made a point of reminding everyone that this was the team and program that he built. So if Michigan beat Seton Hall, Frieder would obviously feel he had a hand in it.
That I was a part of it, that I brought it there. I'm not visibly there on Monday night, and Steve Fisher, Mike Boyd are probably my 2 closest friends. We've had great friendships with the Fishers and the Boyds and all of them, and I just have to, I wouldn't be a good person if I didn't feel extremely happy for them, and I am in my situation. I can't look back. I made a decision, and of course, the athletic director didn't allow me to coach the team, so there's really nothing I can do except be happy for them and go about my life.
But Frieder also had to know that it was his former assistant, Steve Fisher, who took the Wolverines where he never could, to the brink of what Michigan's basketball team had never achieved, the national championship. And Bo Schembechler put all the credit where it belonged.
I think that he's done a great job in motivating this team. I think they're playing better basketball than I've seen them play all year long, and they have great confidence. And there was a turnaround there. No matter how you add it up, as soon as they went into the tournament, it was a different ball club. And now they're on the brink of winning the national championship, and if they do it, I think it's going to be a tremendous accomplishment.
Going into the national title game, the permanent coaching position was secondary to Bo and the unbeaten Fisher. The only important goal going into that Monday night game against Seton Hall was the NCAA championship, which would culminate so many dreams. Because, as Steve Fisher admitted, it all really is a dream.
It sure is. And don't wake me up till Tuesday morning.
Morton now at the high post, kicks it off the Gage, heading down the lane, knocked away by Michigan, outlets to Ramil Robinson. It's 3-on-1, left side Rice, one step, he got the jam with the right hand. Glenn Rice has 6, and the Wolverines lead 12-8, their largest lead of the game at the 14:34 mark. Ramil out to the right guard, right wing pass to Mike Griffin, looks under to Mills, can't hit him, back to Sean Higgins, free throw line extender right. Wants to go low block right to Mills, they do. Mills spinning to his right on the baseline. Short jumper off the window. Doesn't roll. Vaught cleans the glass. Goes up from the right side and got it. Lloyd Vaught's second basket of the game. He's got 4, and it's 18-14. Michigan up by 4 at the 10:04 mark. Green cross court to Avett, who's in the game for the Hall. Drives down the lane. Right-hand jumper no good. Rebound. Sean Higgins cleans the glass. Outlets to Ramil Robinson down the right side. Again, Michigan with a chance to go up by 6. They've had several chances to do that, but so far they've been unable. Robinson, free throw line extender right. Back to Griffin between circles. Left wing, Sean Higgins. Sean holds. Now to Mills at the free throw line. Terry looks inside to Vaught, who's covered up by Avett. Right wing to Mike Griffin. Low block right to Ramil Robinson. Spins in the lane. Goes up strong. Banks it in off the window. Robinson with 6. He might have been fouled on the way up. 20-14. Michigan up by 6. Their biggest lead of the ball game at the 9:25 mark. Right wing, Green. Coming off a screen, Morton. Fakes the long-range jumper. Moves in a couple of steps. Back to Green. He'll launch the three-pointer and got it. Green, his second three-pointer. He's got 6, and it's 23-20. Seton Hall with their largest lead of the game at the 7:07 mark. Robinson down the right wing. Guarded out there by Green. Little side saddle dribble. Backs in, tries to cut into the paint. Now goes baseline left. Back to Rice. He'll launch a 14-footer. Nothing but net for Glenn Rice. 15 for him. 41-35. Green quickly the other way. Across the baseline. Running one-hander, no good. Rebound long into the corner. Rice flags it down. Saves it back to Ramil Robinson. It's 3-on-1. Mills to the right side. Over to Vaught. One step off the window, and it's in. Vaught with 6. 43-35. Michigan up by 8. Their largest lead of the ball game at the 18-minute mark. Ramil takes his time bringing it down for the Wolverines. Still on the dribble. Takes it over to the left guard. Cross court to Mike Griffin. Now baseline right to Vaught. 15-foot follow-away shot. Vaught got it. Lloyd Vaught with 8. 46-37. Michigan up by 9. That ties Lloyd Vaught's high in the NCAA tournament. Green, high post pass to Cooper. Looks inside. Can't hit him. Now out on the left wing. Gaze. Starts to drive. Back out to Cooper. Bobbles. Picks it back up now. Over to Gaze again. Left side. 21-footer. In and out. No good. Rebound. Lloyd Vaught. Holds. Covers. Waits. And bounces it off to Ramil Robinson. Wolverines owning the boards now. 25-16. Rice on the left wing. Three-pointer on the way. He got it! Glenn Rice with his second three-pointer. He's got 18. It's 49-37. Michigan up by a dozen. 16:44 remaining in the ball game. 53-47. Michigan your leader. Mills having trouble inbounding. Finally Higgins right guard. He'll launch the three-pointer. Got it! Higgins with the three-pointer. He's got 5 in the contest. Franz Volsey outlets to Green. Seton Hall on a run. Right wing to Morton. Shake and bake on Griffin in the paint. Jumper up, and it's in. Morton with 21, and it's 59-57. Michigan up by only 2 at the 6:45 mark. Robinson, a little shake and bake around a Vaught screen. Goes baseline left. Nowhere to go. Still on the dribble. Back out to Rice. Three-pointer straight away. He got it in deep traffic and fell down. Rice with his 4th three-pointer. He's got 26. 64-59. Michigan up by 5. Green on the right wing. That now breaks the all-time NCAA tournament scoring record set by Bill Bradley back in 1965. Glenn Rice now with 178 NCAA tournament points. Robinson to the right side of the basketball court. Still on the dribble. Looks to Rice coming off a screen. Knocked away by Gage. Picked up by Green. It's 3-on-2. Green into the paint. Baseline right, Morton. Short jumper. Nothing but net. Morton with 27. 17 here in the second half. 66-65. Michigan up by 1 at the 2:30 mark. Steve Fisher still up applauding his team. Seton Hall turning up the defensive. He says, let's go. Both fists up in the air. Robinson, side saddle dribble. Bounce pass left wing. Sean Higgins forces the three-pointer. Bad shot. Should have taken it. Morton with the rebound. Seton Hall with a chance to take the lead. Drives all the way to the hole. Underhand scoop up and in as Morton falls down. Morton with 29. 67-66. Michigan down by 1 at the 2:06 mark. Michigan will take a timeout at this point. 1:10 remaining. Seton Hall on top by 2, 68-66. Nail-biting time. Rice off a screen. Three-pointer on the way. He got it off balance. Glenn Rice with 5 three-pointers and 29 points. The all-time leading Big Ten scorer. We're down to 30 seconds remaining in the game. Left wing Green. Morton off a screen. Works on Rice. Nowhere to go. He'll launch the three-pointer. High archer. Nothing but net. With 24 seconds remaining. 21-20. Michigan now with a chance to go for the last shot. Ramil gets it in backcourt on Green. We're down to 15 seconds. Ramil coolly, calmly across the timeline. We're down to 10 seconds remaining in the game. Looks to the left wing over to Hughes, down to 9, 8. Robinson out on the wing again. Kicks it off to Sean Higgins, 5-4. Rice off a screen, turns, right-hand jumper up, doesn't drop. Rebound, Seton Hall. We're going to overtime. We're going to overtime at the Kingdome. 2:52 remaining. Green signals out the play that the Pirates want to run. They do a double stack on the high post. Back out Morton, three-pointer straight away. High archer, nothing but net for Morton. Morton with 35 in the game and 4 three-pointers. The official hands Ramil the basketball. Ramil, couple of deep breaths. Free throw is up, and it's in. Nothing but net for Ramil Robinson. We've got a tie ball game. He's got 20. 79 all with 3 seconds remaining. Mills high five with Ramil and Glenn Rice. Here comes Mike Griffin into the basketball game. Mark Hughes sets down. 79 all with 3 seconds remaining. Robinson, one more free throw. Steve Fisher trying to align his troops. They need to get everyone at the free throw line. Now they're going to bring all the Wolverines back on defense. Robinson all alone there with 5 Seton Hall Pirates around the lane. 3 Wolverines just barely in the Wolverine front court. Mike Griffin playing long defense. Robinson, one more free throw, can put the Wolverines back on top, and he does! Nothing but net for Ramil Robinson with 21. Seton Hall takes their final timeout. 80-79. Michigan up by 1. 3 seconds remaining. Here we go. Final 3. Ramos, baseball pass the other way. It comes to Walker and Green. Walker turns, forces, misses. Michigan has won the national title! Michigan has won the NCAA basketball title for 1989. They are winners, 80-79. The celebration begins. The Cinderella story of Steve Fisher has run to fruition. He took over before the first NCAA game from Bill Frieder. He's gone a perfect 6-0 and has won the national championship title.
Well, I'm pleased and proud and excited and all those emotions. It's not fully registered, I don't think, for any of us. I think it will as time goes on. We'll reflect back on it all night and a plane ride home and into the wee hours of the morning the next couple of days.
A long night of celebration followed the big win in Seattle, and the next morning, Michigan flew home. Though the Wolverines were all physically and emotionally drained from their incredible title run, they were able to recharge the batteries that evening when thousands saluted them in Chrysler Arena, where the dream actually began during practices the previous fall. School President James Duderstadt was at the forefront of the welcome wagon party.
With last night's stirring championship, Steve Fisher and the Michigan basketball team have not only gone down in history, but they've reminded us once again of the dedication and courage needed to achieve true excellence. They've stirred within all of us a great sense of pride in this university and in its people, in its students, its faculty, its staff, its alumni, its family, and its friends. Congratulations, thanks, and hail to the victors valiant, the champions of the nation.
I'd like to congratulate Coach Steve Fisher and this great team. They have their notch in our storied athletic history, and they've showed us that a national championship is possible. By God, we might do it in football, too. Thank you so much.
Through all the achievements that Glenn Rice has received, I feel I have to give that most of the credit to my teammates and to the coaches and the fans and to God.
The finale in Seattle was, just as a lot of people have stated, it was something that was hard to imagine. We felt that we could accomplish it, but
saying it and doing it were several different things. Glenn Rice and several others coined the phrase that Michigan was a team on a mission. And we punched that last ticket last night in Seattle and accomplished that mission.
Throughout the tournament, Bo and Fisher downplayed speculation about who would coach the team in the future. But 6 days after the celebration, on the morning of the team's basketball bust, the athletic director had made up his mind.
It's a real privilege for me to culminate this search for a basketball coach by naming Steve Fisher as the head basketball coach at the University of Michigan.
The dream lives on. I stated before, pinch me on Tuesday, but I don't really want to wake up, and I still don't want to wake up. This, for Steve Fisher, is the culmination of a dream come true.
Only one last piece of business remained, and that was the traditional champion's visit to the White House, where the Wolverines and Steve Fisher found a new fan in President Bush.
Steve, compared with you, Walter Mitty was a humdrum existence. Of your success, even Ripley would disbelieve. But in 3 amazing weeks, you became the first rookie coach to win a national basketball championship, and you helped Michigan become the first school to win the Rose Bowl and NCAA basketball title in the same year. And last Monday night, surrounded by your wife and 2 boys, you showed that nice guys can finish first. Mr. President, it's with great pride that our basketball staff, coaches, and administrators present you with a Michigan #1 jersey to join us and these high school athletes to let you know how proud we are to be here, and we are all #1 today alongside you. Thank you very much. They're calling it Wolverine Wonder, or the Michigan Miracle, or basketball's impossible dream. And the 1989 Wolverines indeed had it all: depth and quickness, shooting and intelligence, and that strength of character which embodies a champion.
Our thanks to WJR's voice of Michigan basketball, Larry Henry, for making it all so exciting. To our producer, Wayne Smith, for making it come together. And now this is Frank Beckmann, thanking most of all Coach Steve Fisher and his Michigan Dream Team for making it all come true.
Steve Fisher and the Michigan Wolverines move on to round 2 of the NCAA tournament. They come from behind and defeat Xavier. We're #1. Picked up by South Alabama. Game's over, and the Wolverines have won it. The Wolverines move on to Lexington. We're #1. Our final score: Michigan 92, North Carolina 87. We fought every battle. Long range jumper no good, and the Wolverines are headed to Seattle in the Final Four. Everything. Michigan's going to the national title game. Everybody say it could never be done. Michigan has won the national title. Michigan has won the NCAA basketball title for 1989.
Congratulations to Steve Fisher and the 1989 Michigan Wolverines, national champions. Yes, Michigan, we're #1.
Radio 76.